Gilbert Gottfried, a comedian and actor best known for his distinctly memorable, albeit grating voice and blue humor, has just passed away at age 67. His family announced the tragic news via social media on Tuesday, April 12, 2022. While a specific cause of death wasn't given, Gottfried's family did mention he lost his battle to an undefined long illness. It was also known Gottfried had been suffering for many years with a rare heart condition. The announcement, posted on Twitter, went on to say that in addition to having one of the most iconic voices in comedy, Gottfried was a wonderful husband, brother, friend, and father of 2 young children. This solemn post wrapped up by saying it was a sad day for all of Gilbert's loved ones, and they would appreciate it if his fans kept laughing as loud as possible in his honor. Join Facts First as we take some time to reflect back on Gilbert Gottfried's incredible story. Gottfried's rise to fame. Gilbert Gottfried was born on February 28, 1955 in Brooklyn. He was the son of a hardware store owner named Max Gottfried and a homemaker named Lillian. Gilbert helped his father run the hardware store while he and his family lived in a small apartment above it. When he was 15, Gottfried started doing amateur stand-up in New York. After several years of gaining experience and honing his craft, he became known around the city as the comedian's comedian. While SNL was being reworked with a new cast and crew in 1980, producers of the sketch comedy show noticed Gottfried and offered him a job as a cast member for the upcoming 6th season. His characterizations on the show were different from his later persona. He hardly ever spoke in his signature abrasive voice and didn't squint either. During the 12 episodes that he was a member of the show's cast, Gottfried was given little airtime and was barely used in sketches. He would later say that one of the lowest points of his career was being selected to play a cadaver at a funeral where a sports organist was hired to play inappropriate music. Another one of his early roles was playing an accountant named Sidney Bernstein in 1987's Beverly Hills Cop 2. That role saw him reuniting with former SNL cast member and lifelong friend Eddie Murphy. In the late 80s, Gottfried made his first appearance as a guest on Howard Stern's radio show. He quickly became a fan-favorite guest, impersonating people like Bela Lugosi, Andrew Dice Clay, and Groucho Marx. In the 90s, Gilbert proved he was a very adept voice actor in addition to being a comedian. Despite never being a series regular, Gottfried appeared on The Amazing Live Sea Monkeys. He also voiced the mad dentist Dr. Bender and his son Wendell on The Fairly Odd Parents and Jerry the Belly Button Elf on Nickelodeon's Ren and Stimpy. The Problem Child films and Aladdin. A few of Gottfried's most significant acting roles came in the early 90s when he was tasked with playing the adoption agent Igor Peabody in Problem Child and its sequel Problem Child 2, and then the parrot Iago in Disney's Aladdin. Gottfried reprised his role as Iago in Aladdin: The Return of Jafar, Aladdin and the King of Thieves, the Aladdin TV series, and several other related Disney offerings such as House of Mouse and Kingdom Hearts. In 1994, he voiced Berkeley Beetle in the animated musical fantasy film Thumbelina. From 1989 to 98, he was also the host of the Saturday edition of the cable TV series USA Up All Night. Before we tell you more about Gilbert Gottfried's life and career, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Gottfried in the 21st century. Beginning in 1999, he was a recurring guest on the Tom Bergeron era of the game show The Hollywood Squares. He was then cast to provide the voice for the Duck in the Aflac commercials, a position he held until 2011. Around this time, he also began voicing the characters Digit in PBS's Cyber Chase, as well as a part on Superman the Animated Series. After that, he voiced the wisecracking evil mastermind Knick-Knack in 2 episodes of DC's Superboy. In 2004, his stand-up material was featured on Comedy Central's Shorties Watching Shorties. He was then featured in an ad campaign from Microsoft Office XP. For the next several years, he made sporadic appearances in shows like Let's Make a Deal, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Family Guy, and My Gym Partner's a Monkey. In 2009, he appeared in an episode of David Faustino's show Starving. In 2011, he appeared in an episode of Law & Order SVU, playing a sarcastic computer professional named Leo Gerber. The following year, a YouTube video went viral of Gottfried reading a selection from the hit book 50 Shades of Grey. In 2013, he made appearances on shows like Rachel vs. Guy, Celebrity Cook-Off, and Celebrity Wife Swap. In 2014, he launched Gilbert Gottfried's Amazing Colossal podcast. The series, published by Sideshow Network, featured interviews conducted by Gottfried and his co-host Frank Santopadre that centered around classic movies, behind-the-scenes talent, and legends of Hollywood that influenced his comedy. In 2016, Gottfried was the 3rd contestant fired on the 14th season of The Celebrity Apprentice. That same year, he played the character character Pigman in the comedy fantasy film Abnormal Attraction. In 2017, he played himself in the British sitcom Episodes, where a fictional television endurance game show contestant had to put up with 48 hours of his company. In 2018, he made an appearance on Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, reading 3-star Yelp reviews for 5 minutes. The segment was lampooning a UK law that restricted the broadcast of debates from Parliament. He returned as a guest on the show later, this time reading excerpts from the Brexit agreement. In 2019, Gottfried made an appearance on the 170th episode of the popular online gaming series The Angry Video Game Nerd. His most recent guest starring role was playing God on the season finale of the Adult Swim series Smiling Friends. Gottfried's comedic stylings. Gilbert Gottfried had a unique delivery. He was a comic who could somehow make everything from the setup to the segues to the delivery of his jokes funny. While his trademarked loud and abrasive delivery wasn't his natural voice, he managed to turn it into one of his most significant assets. Even though he was known for being one of comedy's dirtiest stand-ups, he also had a very successful career as a voice artist for children's programming. He was also known for being able to turn tragedies into humor. There was very little he felt was too taboo to joke about. And while some comedians have failed miserably at this approach, Gottfried figured out how to pull it off masterfully. That being said, not all his jokes were well received. He was blacklisted from the Emmy Awards after making a series of offensive jokes at the awards ceremony, referencing Paul Rubens' arrest for pleasuring himself at an adult movie theater in 1991. In 2001, Gilbert was booed and hissed at with cries of "too soon" after making a tasteless joke about crashing a plane into the Empire State Building in a monologue delivered at the Friars Club roast of Hugh Hefner just 3 weeks after 9/11. Gottfried was dismissed from providing the voice for the Aflac Duck in 2011 after he made a series of jokes about the then-recent tsunami that hit Japan. Aflac conducts 75% of its business in Japan. Now it's time to hear from you. What are some of your fondest memories of Gilbert Gottfried? Let us know in the comment section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.